Okay, what we will do today?
Hey there. Starting a fire in the wood burning cook stove so I can make some homemade waffles.
Ooh,
I'm going to get a fire going here, and then we'll use this waffle iron. This thing is made in 1925, and it comes in 2 pieces, and it works just like any other waffle iron out there, except it doesn't use electricity. And it works fine on any kind of heat source you put it on. So I'm going to get the fire going, and just because I have so much fun using it, I'm using the flamethrower again. Oh, better open up there we go. All right. Better not sit that there. It's like using anything else in the world. When it comes to live fire, you want it hot before you start. See? The trick to starting any fire in something that has a chimney is get the chimney hot first, because there's cold air in the chimney. So when you start fire down here and it starts smoking, it's going to take the path of least resistance, meaning it's going to come back out in your face. So you warm up the chimney, and most people don't use a flamethrower, but if you take a piece of newspaper, just light the newspaper, put it towards the back, and let the hot air go up the chimney. It'll make the chimney warm. Then you can get the rest of your fire going. But for me, I'm playing with a flamethrower. Okay, now that the fire is bit into the wood, I'm not closing that tight. I'm just going to let it draft. So I've got the flue in the back open wide, and I'm drafting it from here, really let the fire get going.
can you explain about this stove? What here have?
Well, it's just a wood burning stove. So you saw the fire chamber. Below that is the ash pan, where the ashes go down into this drawer. And I'll dump that after this gets done. And then this is a oven, just like an oven inside your house. And you adjust it from the rod in the back. Right now it's wide open, so I can get a good draft going through and get the fire going. And the firebox is underneath this section. So once it gets up to temperature, it's kind of like high, medium, and low heat. Is basically how you adjust this. And I've been using something like this since I was a very young boy, before I was even a teenager. They're a little tricky to bake bread in, the old style models like this, but they make new versions now, like Obadiah wood stoves and Hiko, and there's a lot of wood burning cook stoves out there now that are modern. They're smoke tight like this one is, but they have a lot better seals. They're a lot more efficient. These old school ones are kind of persnickety. Means they're a little fussy. So we'll give this some time, let it come up to temperature, then we've got to make some waffle batter.
Okay, let's go.
So when I make anything that's got wet and dry both in the recipe, then I like to mix all the dry and then get the wet in there. That way I can stir everything up. So this is 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon of salt, and 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Yeah.
teaspoon of salt and teaspoon of baking powder. More baking powder.
4 of those.
4.
And we can put the recipe down in the description. I just go on the internet and find a recipe that I like. This one came from allrecipes.com. It's got 2 tablespoons of white sugar and a couple of eggs. And I've got a cup and a half of milk.
You warm up, yeah?
Yeah, it's kind of helps the batter when you warm it up. And I also put 1/3 of a cup of butter in there at the same time. A couple of eggs without the shell. Okay. One teaspoon vanilla extract. And I'll just put that in here for now. But I do need to mix the dry ingredients first.
You like cooking?
Oh yeah, I like eating. Fun to prepare it yourself though. Okay. Now the wet stuff. That's the milk and butter warmed up. And the vanilla extract. And then, yeah, this will probably work. That's going to turn into a lump. We want it thick.
And eggs.
Good, thank you. Perfecto. Just right. See that? You got active flame down there, and that's exactly what you want. That goes right over the top. So when you take that out, you're looking right down inside of the stove. And then you want to warm this up for, I don't know, a couple minutes each side. Get it nice and warm, and then we will use butter as the non-stick lubricant, because this is a very old pan, and it, I hope, will be non-stick with a little bit of butter on it. Just want to keep this batter a little bit warm. And I'm keeping the butter away from the wood burning cook stove, otherwise it's going to get too hot. And then you want some sizzle. So I'll take that over here. Like that. Not crazy. See that?
Oh, I hear that.
That's what you're looking for. Try to get that all through the pan. You don't want to burn it, but you do want it to melt and run around. Oops. Come on. Get over there. There we go. Now, this is the tricky part. How much do you put in there so it doesn't come squirting out all over the place? We'll start with a couple of ladles, put the lid on, and see what happens. I probably could have used some more in there. Yep. Do one more before it gets crazy. Now it'll be pushing out. So I guess about 3 ladles. And we'll run this about 3 minutes per side and see how it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So you notice I got a little bit of squeeze out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay because it's not a lot. Sometimes it'll come running clear out if you put way too much in there. And notice my self-cleaning stove. That's the best part of cooking on a wood-burning cook stove. It's been almost 3 minutes, so we'll flip it and go for another 3 on that side and see how it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
Could use a little bit more. Ouch.
It's hot. Oh, so nice.
That's pretty good. Whew. Yeah, go ahead and touch that stove just for a second. I'm calling that one done. Let's check the other side just to make sure. Yep, that's just right. That's what they're supposed to look like.
So look beautiful. Masterpiece.
And then do it all over again. And you want live flame and good heat underneath this thing when you get going. If you need to add more wood, it's totally okay, but don't put a big piece in there where it's basically going to knock the flame out. You want the flame up against the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got to add wood and it kind of cuts the flame down, that's okay. Just wait a minute until the flame comes back. We did 3 last time. Do that again and see what happens. Okay, maybe 2.5. 3, why not? There we go. That's about 2.5, I think. Self-cleaning oven. Get it while it's hot.
And some little butter on this one. Perfect. I see some curly head watching you.
Her Majesty is supervising. Flame is burning better in the back, so that's where this is going.
Mm-hmm. So it's 3 minutes from each side, yeah?
So far it's been working out okay. This is a little bit, I kind of figure it out as you go along. Now if you're using a gas stove, which these things work absolutely wonderful on, now you can adjust your temperature. Because we're using wood, the temperature fluctuates. When it first starts, there's a lot of flame, and then it calms down, and I can choke the back, cut down on the air so it slows down the flame. So right now I'm running about half of the flue and directly over the flame. So about 350 degrees is my guess, but that's all it is. Okay, that was 3 minutes. Let's see what we got. Lifted right off. That's awesome. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
And a little bit warm. That's not bad. Could use a little more heat. The batter's cooked, so that's what we're doing. And again, we got one more to do.
Next one. So it's last one.
Yep. So now I know with this exact recipe, not only are they fat and fluffy and very nice, but you can get 3 out of it. All right, sweetheart. I got an education there. Let's see which one we like. And let's wrap this up a little bit. A little higher flame. A little bit more. That side's good. Just a little bit more. Okay. Right on the money. Excuse me, Your Majesty. I don't want you stepping on that. I'd be in big trouble, wouldn't I? That is ready. Those are definitely thick. Nice. Some American noises of appreciation here. So that turned out to be pretty good. They are very fat and fluffy with that recipe. And we'll put a link in the video description so you know what the recipe is. And I also looked on YouTube for another channel that, basically was working with the old waffle iron and a wood burning cook stove. And I found one called Little Mountain Ranch. And we'll also link her channel in the description so you can go over and see somebody else do exactly what I just did. And if you make this for yourself, even if you don't use the old-fashioned waffle iron, please put a comment below. Enjoy.